Hello, I'm Joseph Francisco, and today I'm gonna talk about Angolan American culture. According to estimates, by 2000 there were 1,642 people descended from Angolan immigrants in the US. However, the number of Angolan American is difficult to know as many African American could be descendants of Angolan slaves, so the number of Angolan American could exceed by far that figure. So, in the year of 1644, of the 6,900 slaves bought on the African coast to clear forests, lay roads, build houses, and public buildings, most of these were held from the established stations in Angola. During the colonial period, the people from the region Congo-Angola were at 25% of the slave imported in North America. Based on data mentioned, many Angolan slaves came of ethnics such as Bakongo and northern Mbundu people. In the picture, we can see some of roads that slaves used to do at that time. After the abolition of slavery in 1865 and until 1970s, were few Angolan that immigrated to the United States. Large-scale Angolan immigration to the United States began not until 1970s due to the start of regional wars in his country. Although initially most Angolan refugees immigrated to France, Belgium, and Portugal country. And Portugal is the country that Angola belonged in colonial times, and to that gave them their language. The restrictions conducted by European Economic Community on immigration forced many of them to immigrate to other countries such as the United States in 1980s. So before of those years, only 1,200 Angolas entered to the United States. Since this moment, the number of Angolans who immigrated to the United States would start to increase. Between 1980 and 1989, entered to the United States 1,170 Angolan people, and between 1990 and 2000 were established in the United States a total of 191,995 Angolan more. 4,365 Angolans were registered as living in the United States this year. They settled primarily in Philadelphia, St. Louis, Phoenix, and Chicago. There are also some Angolan in Brockton, Massachusetts. They were attracted to the area by the presence of an already established Cape Verdean community. This was due to Cape Verdean speaking Portuguese, as do many of the immigrants from Angola. In 1992, leaders of the Angolan communities of these cities formed the Angolan community in the USA. Currently, most Angolan that are descendants of Angolans that immigrated to the United States since the 20th century speak Portuguese and English. Despite of that, in Angola are mostly large families. Most Angolan immigrants in the United States are single men or small family groups. Angolan communities tend to have in cities as Chicago holidays, festivals, Angolan music, or newspaper on news event that occurs in Angola. The main communities are concentrated in Philadelphia, St. Louis, Phoenix, Chicago, and Houston. Meanwhile, the states with the largest Angolan American community are Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, and Texas. According to estimates, by 2000 there were only 1,642 people descended from Angolan American of immigrant origin in the US. Moreover, according to the same census lived in the United States this year, 4,365 people born in Angola, of which 1,885 were white and 1,635 of black, 5 of Asian race, and 620 racial mixed, and the other 210 unspecified race. Now, many of Angolan come to the United States in order to get a best educational system, and some of them end up with an American relative and create a family in the US. The Houston Luanda Association is one of the most active organizations about Angolan American, created by the desire to bring together two transatlantic cities, Houston, North America, and Luanda, Southern Africa. The Houston Luanda Association is actually synonymous to give and help the needy. The Houston Luanda Association is managed by a group of volunteers elected by members of the respective communities in which they work and reside. Annual football tournaments are and participation in international fairs and community summits, as well as events breakfast of major receptions at the Port Authority of Houston Common are in the list of activities of the association. The Luanda Houston Association also coordinates, organizes, and distributes medical aid to hospitals and health centers in Luanda. The era of post-conflict Angola has been challenging for those initiatives and distribution. The expected uh, Luanda Houston Association assists the Angolan government, local and central, in their efforts to minimize the shortage by Angolan citizens who have passed. These activities were only possible thanks to the generosity and involvement of private organizations such as Sonair, Penalpina, UAL, CSA, Halliburton, and the mayor of Houston, and its performance have been backbone of the existence of association and have allowed this to make their planned activities. This is a list of some references, and thank you for your attention.